Have you ever been told that your decisiveness feels overwhelming or intimidating? Do you often notice how others hesitate around you, unsure of how to respond to your clarity and confidence? The truth is, the strong and resilient mind you have today wasn't built overnight. It's the result of countless challenges, tough decisions, and moments of deep self-reflection. Every hardship, every setback, and every triumph has shaped you into someone who knows exactly what they want and how to achieve it. But here's the thing, having a strong mind isn't always easy. People may misunderstand your determination, mistaking it for arrogance or dominance. They might feel uneasy in your presence, not because of who you are, but because your strength highlights their own insecurities. Yet, you know deep down that your resilience is not just a choice, it's a necessity. As Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." Your decisiveness and clarity of thought are not flaws. They are the marks of a mind that has weathered storms and emerged stronger. While others may falter in uncertainty, you stand firm, guided by purpose and unshakable resolve. And though it may sometimes feel isolating, remember this: your strength is not meant to make others comfortable. It's meant to help you navigate the complexities of life with courage and conviction. In this video, brought to you by the Stoic Philosophical Community, we'll dive deep into the 9 unmistakable signs of a strong and resilient mind. Each of these signs will not only help you understand yourself better, but also reveal why others might react the way they do to your presence. Until the very end, because every insight we share today will bring you closer to embracing the hidden power within you. Let's get started. 1. The power of rational thinking. Picture this. You're at a family gathering, surrounded by the usual chatter, laughter, and inevitable debates. Someone brings up a controversial topic, and all eyes turn to you. What do? Do you dive in, armed with logic and reason, ready to defend your point of view? Or do you step back, seeking to build bridges and find common ground? The answer often depends on your goal. Are you seeking to be right, or are you striving for understanding? Rational thinkers, like you, tread this fine line every day, not just in family debates, but in every aspect of life. You don't just seek truth, you challenge superficial thinking and confront societal norms that many accept without question. You are the one who chooses reason over conformity, the one who dares to think independently. In a world that often rewards blending in, consider this. In today's world, social media has become a hotbed of opinions, a place where people often follow trends without thinking critically. How many times have you seen someone share a post or idea just because it's popular, without questioning its validity? Rational thinkers like you stand apart because you don't just accept what you're told. You pause, analyze, and ask, does this make sense? This ability to think critically and independently can sometimes make you seem unapproachable or even intimidating to others. People who are used to following the crowd may feel uneasy when faced with your sharp reasoning and logical challenges. But this isn't about being difficult. It's about holding on to the truth and refusing to sacrifice it for the sake of temporary harmony. Rationality is not about being rigid or argumentative. It's about seeking deeper truths and making decisions based on logic rather than emotion. Stoic philosophy reminds us that the majority is not always right. As Epictetus wisely said, He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. This principle teaches us to focus on what truly matters, to prioritize reason over fleeting emotions or societal pressures. When you embrace rational thinking, you cultivate a calm, steady compass that guides you through life's complexities. You become someone who can stand firm in your beliefs without needing external approval. But let's be honest, this path isn't always easy. It takes courage to challenge norms, to question values that others accept without a second thought. It takes strength to hold on to your convictions when others misunderstand or even criticize you. Yet, this is where your power lies. By prioritizing reason, you inspire others to think more deeply, even if it makes them uncomfortable at first. You are not just a seeker of truth, you are a catalyst for growth, someone who forces others to confront the limits of their thinking. So, ask yourself, are you willing to be the voice of reason in a world that often prefers the comfort of conformity? Are you ready to embrace the discomfort that comes with standing firm in your beliefs? Remember, your rationality is not a flaw, it's a strength. It's what sets you apart and allows you to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Hold on to it, because the value of truth and reason will always outweigh the fleeting comfort of consensus. 2. Your worth comes from within. From the time we were children, we were taught to rely on the approval of others to measure our success. Think about it when your parents said, "Well done," or "Great job." After you accomplished something, it felt like proof you were on the right track. At school, sharing your achievements or creative projects often came with the hope of hearing applause or receiving praise. And while these moments of validation can be helpful in shaping our ability to work with others, the problem begins when we become overly dependent on external approval. What happens when the applause fades or when the praise doesn't come? That's when we need to ask ourselves, are we living for others' validation or are we living for ourselves? True strength lies in the ability to detach your self-worth from the opinions of others. Independent individuals, those who stand tall even under pressure, know this well. They don't rely on compliments or judgments to feel confident or valuable. Instead, they build their sense of self on their own beliefs, values, and goals. They practice what is called emotional autonomy, the ability to define their worth based on their inner voice, not the noise of the outside world. This doesn't mean they don't listen to feedback, but they don't let it dictate their identity, happiness, and peace. After all, don't come from others' approval, but from how we choose to respond to the world and control our emotions. Take Edward, for example, a team leader at a fast-paced company. Edward is known for making bold decisions even when his colleagues disagree with him. His confidence doesn't come from whether others praise or criticize him. It comes from his deep understanding of his values and skills. While some of his co-workers may second-guess themselves or seek validation, to feel secure, Edward stays focused and steady, trusting his own judgment. This quiet confidence makes him stand out, but it can also unsettle those who depend on external approval to feel good about themselves. Edward's strength reminds us of a key lesson from Stoic philosophy. True power comes from within, from being able to control your inner self and remain resolute even when the world around you is uncertain. When you let go of the need for others' validation, You free yourself from the pressure of meeting everyone's expectations. You stop living by the rules of societal approval and start living by your own values. This doesn't mean you become isolated or indifferent. It means you focus on what truly matters to you. And yes, this kind of independence can make others uncomfortable. They might not understand how you can remain so self-assured without their approval. But that's the beauty of it. By not being bound to the opinions of others, you inspire them to question their own dependence on external validation. So, ask yourself, do you let others' opinions define your worth? Or are you ready to listen to your inner voice and live a life guided by your own principles? Remember, the strongest people are not those who are constantly praised, but those who can stand firm without it. When you free yourself from the need for validation, you gain a quiet, unshakable power, one that allows you to live with clarity, purpose, and inner peace. Live by your values, not by the applause, because your worth has always been within you. 3. Guided by strong moral codes. Just as a ship relies on a compass to navigate through uncharted waters, your moral compass serves as your guide in life, directing your decisions and actions based on deeply rooted values. People with strong moral codes are often admired for their unwavering commitment to their principles, even when faced with challenges or opposition. This steadfastness is what defines their character and often leaves a lasting impression on others. But let's be honest, sticking to your values isn't always easy. There will be moments when compromising your principles might seem like the simpler or more convenient option. For instance, think about a time when you were tempted to submit a task late and make up an excuse to your manager, blaming an unforeseen situation. If punctuality, reliability, and honesty are part of your core values, you likely pushed through the temptation and completed the task on time. This kind of integrity not only reflects your strong character, but also shows that you stay true to yourself even when the easier path beckons. A person with a strong moral compass doesn't seek external validation or rewards for doing the right thing. They are driven by a deep internal belief in their values, finding fulfillment in simply knowing. They acted in alignment with their principles. Stoic philosophy beautifully captures this idea, emphasizing the importance of living true to your values and remaining unswayed by external circumstances. This consistency can make you stand out, as others may feel inspired or even intimidated by your ability to stay grounded and resolute. However, having strong moral codes doesn't mean being rigid or judgmental. A truly principled person understands that everyone has their own perspectives and respects the diversity of thought. They don't impose their beliefs on others, but at the same time, they won't compromise their own values just to fit in or avoid conflict. Take Sarah, for example, a young entrepreneur who built her business on the principles of sustainability and ethical practices. When pressured by investors to cut corners and increase profits at the cost of her values, she firmly declined, even though it meant losing a lucrative deal. Her decision wasn't easy, but it came from a place of conviction. Over time, her unwavering stance earned her not only respect, but also a loyal customer base that admired her integrity. Sarah's story reminds us that staying true to your principles can sometimes make you appear unyielding, but it also sets you apart as a person of strength and authenticity. Having a strong moral compass also equips you with the ability to handle difficult conversations a skill that is vital for maintaining relationships and resolving conflicts. Instead of avoiding tough situations, you face them head-on, guided by your values of honesty and respect. So, ask yourself, how often do you let your principles guide your decisions, even when it's inconvenient? Are you willing to stand firm in what you believe, even when it means facing opposition? Remember, living by your moral compass is not about perfection, it's about striving to do what's right, even in the face of challenges. When you live with integrity, you cultivate inner strength, inspire others, and create a life that truly aligns with your values. Stay true to yourself, because your moral compass is what defines your path and sets you apart as a person of character and purpose. 4. Mastering difficult conversations. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where a conversation felt so uncomfortable that you wanted to avoid it altogether? Whether it's discussing family issues, addressing a conflict in a relationship, talking about money, or navigating an ethical dilemma, these are the kinds of conversations that test our patience, courage, and emotional resilience. Difficult conversations often bring feelings of anxiety or fear, and our instinct might tell us to sidestep them, hoping the problem will resolve itself. But let's face it, avoiding these conversations rarely makes things better. In fact, it often complicates matters further, creating tension and misunderstandings. People with strong character know this, and instead of running away, they face these moments with calmness, confidence, and a willingness to accept the reality of the situation. Think about a time when you had to confront someone at work, maybe a colleague, who wasn't pulling their weight on a project. It's tempting to let it slide or to silently resent them for not meeting expectations. But a person who values direct and honest communication would approach the situation differently. They'd calmly address the issue, not with the intent to blame or criticize, but to find a solution and foster understanding. This ability to engage in tough conversations without letting emotions take over is what sets strong individuals apart. Stoic philosophy teaches us that while we cannot control external circumstances, we can control how we respond to them. A difficult conversation is no different. The courage to face it comes from inner strength, a steady mind that isn't overwhelmed by temporary emotions like anger, fear, or frustration. Those who excel at difficult conversations demonstrate not just bravery, but also empathy. They understand that the other person may also feel vulnerable, defensive, or anxious, and they approach the dialogue with kindness and respect. For example, consider Emma, a manager who had to address declining performance in one of her team members. Instead of reprimanding them harshly, she chose to listen first, asking questions about what might be affecting their work. By showing empathy and offering support, Emma not only resolved the issue, but also strengthened the trust and respect between them. This is the essence of a difficult conversation. It's not about winning or asserting dominance, but about seeking truth, resolving problems, and building stronger connections. The ability to handle difficult conversations with grace also reflects leadership and emotional intelligence. It shows that you are someone who can remain calm under pressure, articulate your thoughts clearly, and approach sensitive topics with care, while others might avoid these situations or let emotions cloud their judgment. You stand firm, guided by your values and a desire for resolution. This kind of confidence can be intimidating to some, but it also inspires admiration and trust in those around you. So, ask yourself, how do you handle difficult conversations? Do you avoid them out of fear, or do you see them as opportunities to grow, strengthen relationships, and express yourself honestly? Remember, difficult conversations are a part of life, and they don't have to be sources of stress. Instead, they can be moments of growth, chances to practice courage, empathy, and clear communication. By approaching these conversations with respect and understanding, you not only resolve conflicts, but also build deeper, more meaningful connections with others. The next time you face a challenging dialogue, embrace it as an opportunity to lead with strength and compassion, because those who can navigate difficult conversations inspire trust, admiration, and lasting respect. 5. Standing out in group settings. In today's fast-paced and competitive world, standing out in group settings isn't just about what you wear or how you look, it's about the unique energy, confidence, and presence you bring to the table. Many people instinctively try to blend in, following the crowd to avoid drawing attention. But when you have a strong personality, your presence naturally commands attention, not because you're trying to overshadow others, but because of your inner strength and the way you carry yourself. Whether it's a work meeting, a social gathering, or a group activity, you leave a lasting impression simply by being authentic and confident. Your ability to articulate your thoughts clearly and persuasively draws others in, inspiring them to listen and value your opinions. This isn't just about speaking well, it's about speaking with purpose, conviction, and a sense of clarity that resonates with those around you. Think about a person like Alex, a team leader who always seems to have a natural way of commanding attention in meetings. Alex doesn't dominate conversations or seek to outshine others, but the way they express ideas calmly, confidently, and with genuine passion makes everyone stop and listen. When conflicts arise, Alex doesn't shy away, but steps in to mediate, ensuring that discussions remain productive and respectful. This ability to manage group dynamics, resolve tensions, and steer conversations in the right direction is what sets Alex apart as a true leader. People gravitate toward this kind of presence because it's not just about charisma, it's about psychological strength, empathy, and the ability to inspire trust. Standing out in groups also means having the courage to be decisive and clear about your goals. When you know what you want and pursue it with determination, others can't help but notice. Your confidence becomes contagious, motivating those around you to aim higher and push beyond their limits. However, your strong presence can sometimes create pressure for others, especially those who may struggle with self-doubt or feel unsure of their own abilities. It's important to recognize this and use your influence not to intimidate, but to uplift. By showing kindness, patience, and a willingness to help others grow, your presence becomes a source of motivation rather than competition. So, ask yourself, how do you show up in group settings? Do you bring energy, clarity, and a sense of purpose? Or do you hold back out of fear of standing out? Remember, standing out doesn't mean overshadowing others. It means being your authentic self and using your strengths to contribute meaningfully. When you embrace your unique qualities and use them to inspire and support those around you, you create an environment where everyone feels empowered to grow. Standing out isn't just about being noticed, it's about making a positive impact that leaves others better than you found them. Let your presence Be a reminder to others of what's possible when confidence meets compassion, and watch how your influence inspires those around you to rise to their full potential. 6. The strength in being alone. Many people fear being alone, often associating it with loneliness or even inadequacy. They fill their time with distractions, scrolling endlessly on their phones, engaging in conversations they don't enjoy, or surrounding themselves with people they don't truly connect with just to avoid the silence. In some cases, this fear of being alone influences major life decisions, like rushing into relationships, getting married, or even starting families, all to escape the discomfort of solitude. But being comfortable with being alone is not a weakness, it's a profound strength. It reveals emotional independence and the ability to find fulfillment within yourself rather than seeking it from others. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery of self is the foundation of true freedom and confidence. Consider someone like Mia, a young professional who recently moved to a new city for her dream job. At first, she felt the pressure to constantly socialize, fearing that her evenings alone might make her seem lonely or unsuccessful. But over time, she began to embrace her solitude. She used her evenings to read, journal, and explore her interests. Instead of feeling isolated, she started to feel empowered. Mia discovered that being alone gave her the space to reflect on her goals, recharge her energy, and truly understand herself. This self-awareness made her more confident and selective about the people she allowed into her life. She no longer felt the need to seek validation from others, and her relationships became more meaningful because they were built on mutual respect and genuine connection, rather than a fear of being alone. Being comfortable with solitude is not about avoiding relationships. It's about not depending on them for your sense of worth. It's about knowing that your value doesn't come from how many people surround you, but from the relationship you have with yourself. This independence can sometimes make others uncomfortable, especially those who rely heavily on social validation. They may feel threatened by your confidence or pressured to match your emotional independence. But this isn't about competition, it's about setting an example. When you're at peace with yourself, you inspire others to reflect on their own habits and dependencies. This strength also allows you to face yourself honestly. You're not afraid of silence because you don't see it as emptiness, but as an opportunity for growth. Solitude becomes a time for self-reflection, creativity, and personal development. In a world full of noise and distractions, the ability to step away and find satisfaction in your own company is a rare and powerful skill. It shows that you're not running from yourself, but embracing who you are. So, how do you feel about being alone? Does the idea of solitude make you uncomfortable, or do you see it as an opportunity to grow? Learning to enjoy your own company, asterisk, doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means building a solid foundation of self-awareness and confidence. When you're comfortable being alone, you're no longer dependent on external validation, and that's when you truly begin to thrive. Embrace the quiet moments. Use them to understand yourself better, and watch how your inner strength transforms not only your life, but also the way others perceive you. What are your thoughts on this? Are you ready to discover the power of being alone? Let us know how you feel. 7. The power of your words. Your words have immense power. They can soothe someone's soul or cut them deeply, build bridges, or burn them down. Every time you speak or write, you leave an impression, often far more profound than you realize. This is why it's so important to choose your words carefully. The right words can inspire, uplift, and strengthen relationships, while careless ones can discourage, hurt, or even destroy connections. Words are not just tools for communication, they are a reflection of your character and your values. As Stoic philosophy teaches, speech is a powerful weapon capable of guiding the emotions and thoughts of others. When your words carry weight, they are not just casual remarks, they hold authority and influence. Think of Emma, a talented leader and a woman of sharp intellect and decisiveness. In her workplace, Emma's words command attention when she speaks. During meetings, her colleagues, regardless of their rank or experience, listen intently. Her ideas are clear, forward-thinking, and delivered with such confidence that even the most seasoned veterans hesitate to challenge her. It's not that Emma seeks to dominate or silence others, but the weight of her words, combined with her clarity and insight, naturally creates a barrier that makes others second-guess their own positions. Her colleagues respect her, not out of fear, but because they recognize the depth of thought and conviction behind her words. Emma's ability to influence comes not from intimidation, but from the way she uses her words to inspire action and guide decisions. However, this power comes with responsibility. When your words carry such influence, they can also create unintended pressure. People may feel hesitant to voice their opinions or challenge your ideas, not because they don't want to, but because they feel inadequate or less knowledgeable in comparison. This can lead to a sense of discomfort or even intimidation, especially if others feel they must meet the high expectations your words set. For someone like Emma, or anyone whose words carry weight, it's essential to be mindful of this dynamic. The goal should never be to overpower others, but to encourage their growth and participation. Ask yourself, how do you use your words? Do they empower others, or leave them feeling small? Do they inspire collaboration, or create barriers? The true strength of your words lies not just in their ability to influence, but in their ability to uplift and foster understanding. When you speak with clarity, empathy, and purpose, you not only command respect, but also build trust and inspire others to grow alongside you. Remember, the weight of your words reflects the strength of your character. Use them wisely and responsibly, not to overwhelm, but to encourage. In doing so, you not only leave a lasting impact, but also create an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered. So, how will you use the power of your words today? Will you choose to inspire, to guide, and to uplift? The choice is yours, and its impact will ripple far beyond what you can see. 8. Decisive and direct. A path to strength. Every one of us has faced moments of uncertainty when making decisions, whether small or significant. Sometimes, even the simplest choices, what to eat for dinner or which route to take, can feel overwhelming, leaving you mentally exhausted. In these moments, you might rely on flipping a coin, asking friends for advice, or simply avoiding the decision altogether. While these methods might provide temporary relief, they often fail to deliver the best outcomes, especially when dealing with choices that carry serious consequences or impact the lives of others. Becoming decisive is not just about making decisions faster, it's about developing clarity, confidence, and the ability to act with purpose. Decisive people know what they want, and they trust themselves to make the right call, even when the stakes are high. Their quick, deliberate actions stem not from impatience, but from a deep understanding of the situation and the courage to move forward. Think about someone like Sarah, a young entrepreneur running her own startup. One day, she faced a critical moment when her team discovered a major flaw in their product just days before launch, while others panicked and debated endlessly about what to do. Sarah stayed calm, assessed the situation, and quickly made a tough decision to delay the launch. She clearly communicated her reasoning to her team, explaining how this choice, though difficult, would ultimately protect the company's reputation. Her decisiveness not only resolved the immediate crisis, but also inspired her team to trust her leadership even more. Sarah's ability to act swiftly and directly was the key to steering her business through turbulent waters. Being decisive is not just about making choices, it's also about how you communicate. People who are decisive and direct don't waste time beating around the bush or sugarcoating the truth. They express their thoughts clearly and honestly, even when the truth might be hard to hear. This straightforwardness can sometimes be misunderstood as harshness or confrontation, especially by those who aren't prepared to face reality. But in truth, this honesty is a strength. It builds trust, encourages growth, and creates an environment where people are held accountable, like a captain steering a ship through a storm. Decisive individuals don't have the luxury of hesitation. They know that every second counts, and their ability to act with clarity and purpose is what ensures survival and success. So, how do you approach decision-making? Do you hesitate, overthink, or avoid it altogether? Or do you face choices head-on, trusting yourself to act with conviction? Remember, being decisive is not about being reckless. It's about having the courage to act when it matters most and the wisdom to stand firm in your choices. It's about knowing when to speak up, when to stay silent, and when to take bold action. As Stoic philosophy teaches, decisiveness and directness are not just skills, they are the foundation of a meaningful life. When you embrace these traits, you gain control over your path and inspire others to do the same. So, the next time you're faced with a tough decision, ask yourself, will you let fear and uncertainty hold you back? Or will you take the reins and steer confidently toward your goals? The choice is yours, and it's one that shapes not just your life, but the lives of those around you. 9. Knowledge with humility, true wisdom. We all know that being academically talented doesn't always guarantee success in the real world. You've probably seen it before: someone who aces every exam in school but struggles to navigate life's challenges once they step out into society. This raises an important question. If intelligence isn't measured by grades or test scores, how do truly successful people define it? According to Stoic philosophy, wisdom isn't about numbers on a page or academic accolades. It's about understanding life deeply and applying knowledge effectively in real-world situations. Having extensive knowledge across various fields is undoubtedly a sign of a sharp mind. When you can confidently discuss different topics, solve complex problems, or provide insightful arguments, it not only showcases your intellect, but leaves a lasting impression on those around you. However, this intellectual strength can sometimes create unintended barriers. others may feel intimidated or hesitant to share their thoughts, fearing they'll come across as less informed or less capable. Think of someone like Rachel, a young professional who's known for her vast knowledge and quick thinking. In meetings, Rachel often has the most well-researched insights and solutions, and her colleagues deeply respect her expertise. Yet, over time, she noticed something troubling. Her co-workers stopped contributing ideas. They began deferring to her judgment, not because they lacked opinions, but because they felt their perspectives wouldn't measure up. Rachel's knowledge, while impressive, had unintentionally created a gap between her and her team. It was only when she started actively encouraging others to share their views, and humbly admitting when she didn't have all the answers, that the dynamic began to shift. Her team became more collaborative, and Rachel's leadership grew stronger because she used her knowledge not to dominate, but to inspire and uplift those around her. Even some of the most brilliant minds in the world understand that intelligence is more than just knowing facts. Jeff Bezos believes that smart people are those who can adapt their views when presented with new evidence. Elon Musk ties intelligence to having practical real-life skills, while Steve Jobs famously defined it as the ability to connect ideas from different fields to create groundbreaking innovations. These leaders remind us that wisdom isn't about showing off what you know, it's about using that knowledge to create value, solve problems, and make a positive impact. Stoic philosophy echoes this sentiment, teaching that knowledge is only meaningful when it's applied with reason, humility, and purpose. So, how do you use your knowledge? Do you wield it to impress and dominate, or do you share it in a way that empowers others? True wisdom lies not in being the smartest person in the room, but in fostering an environment where everyone feels valued and inspired to grow. Remember, knowledge is a tool, a powerful one, but it's how you use it that defines your character. When you combine intelligence with humility and empathy, you not only build trust, but also create opportunities for collaboration and mutual growth. The next time you find yourself in a discussion or debate, ask yourself, are you using your knowledge to connect and inspire, or are you unintentionally creating distance? The greatest lesson we can learn is that intelligence, when paired with humility, becomes wisdom, and wisdom has the power to change lives, including your own. As we come to the end of this video on the 9 signs of a strong and resilient mind, let's take a moment to reflect on what true strength really means. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room or overpowering others, it's about mastering yourself. Strength is found in the calmness you maintain during chaos, in the resilience you show when life throws challenges your way, and in the compassion you extend to others, even when it's hard. These principles, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, remind us that a strong mind isn't just decisive, it's balanced, thoughtful, and grounded. So, how many of these 9 signs do you see in yourself? Do you find it easy to stay calm under pressure, or is this something you're working on? How do you balance being strong and decisive while still showing kindness and understanding to those around you? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so share them in the comments section below. Let's start a conversation and learn from one another. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us reach more people who want to grow and improve, just like you. Share this video with friends or family who might benefit from these insights, and subscribe to the Stoic Philosophical Community for more content that helps you build a stronger, wiser, and more resilient mind. Remember, growth is a journey, and we're here to walk it with you. Thank you so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.